Not all expensive cars are worth the money. Some are all hype, bad engineering, or just plain weird. In this video, we're breaking down 10 luxury cars that cost a fortune, but deliver disappointment. One costs over $3 million, and it's secretly just a dressed-up Ford truck. Number 10. 2003 Gibbs Aquada. Kicking off our list is a car that tries to be a speedboat, but you're about to find out why this spy movie fantasy ended up sinking financially. This is the 2003 Gibbs Aquada. It can drive on land and transform into a boat, which sounds amazing. With its slick, doorless design, it was one of the first high-speed amphibious vehicles. On land, its 2.5-liter Rover V6 engine delivers 175 horsepower, getting it to over 100 miles per hour, while on water, it can hit over 30 miles per hour. It looked like something straight out of a spy movie and aimed to revolutionize leisure for the ultra-wealthy. But here's the problem. He was a solution in search of a problem. Priced at £150,000, or around $234,000 at launch, it was more expensive than high-end sports cars, but lacked some basic features which made it difficult to certify for road use in many countries. You were buying a fantastic party trick, but the high cost and regulatory hurdles meant it was a novelty that was too impractical and expensive to justify its existence. But as impractical as the Aquada was, at least its engineering was unique. Our next car looks like pure old-school luxury. But stick around to find out which surprisingly common engine is hiding under its six-figure hand-built body. Number 9. 2010 Bufori Geneva. Coming in at number 9 is a car that looks like $1 million. But wait until you hear what kind of engine you get for the price of a Rolls-Royce. This is the Malaysian-built 2010 Bufori Geneva. Marketed as a hand-built luxury saloon, it features a 1930s-inspired design with modern touches and a body made of carbon fiber and Kevlar. However, the vehicle's a classic case of exotic looks hiding conventional engineering. While it costs a minimum of $320,000, under the hood you'll find a 6.1-liter Chrysler Hemi V8 engine, delivering 430 horsepower and 569 Newton-meters of torque. For the price of a Rolls-Royce, you get the engine of a high-end Chrysler, wrapped in a highly customized retro-style body. You're paying for exclusivity and hand-built labor, not for cutting-edge performance or a prestigious powertrain. So you're paying for a pretty shell, not a soul. But if you think that's a bad deal, wait until you see the car that promised to leave the road entirely by taking to the skies. Number 8. 2009 Terrafugia Transition. At number 8, we have the ultimate dream, the flying car. But this machine promised to master both the road and the sky, and as you'll see, the price for that compromise was out of this world. Meet the 2009 Terrafugia Transition. This roadable aircraft was designed to be driven on the street, parked in a normal garage, and then flown from an airport with its foldable wings. It's powered by a 100-horsepower Rotax 912 ULS engine for both flight and road use, with a top flight speed of around 110 miles per hour. And this is where the value proposition gets tricky. The Transition suffered from years of delays and a ballooning price tag, with initial estimates of $194,000 swelling to a final anticipated price between $300,000 and $400,000. Like most two-in-one designs, it was a master of none. It was a mediocre car and a mediocre plane, all for the price of buying a brand new Cessna and a nice car separately. It was a vehicle that solved a problem very few people have at a cost almost no one could justify. It was a bad car and a bad plane for the price of a good car and a good plane. But what if the gimmick isn't flying, but just adding more wheels? Coming up next, a car that asks if 6 wheels are better than 4, and if they're worth over $500,000. Number 7. 2004 Covini C6W. At number 7, we have a car that asks a simple question. Are 6 wheels better than 4? This supercar wagered over $500,000 on the answer, but the results are not what you'd expect. This is the 2004 Covini C6W. This Italian supercar, which took decades to develop, features a 6-wheel design inspired by the 1976 Tyrrell P34 Formula One race car, with 4 steerable wheels at the front. Under the hood is a 4.2-liter Audi V8 that produces about 440 horsepower. The company claims this improves grip, braking, and safety. However, the premium for this unproven engineering is staggering. The car costs around $640,000, which is more than double its originally projected price. For that money, you get a top speed of about 186 miles per hour, which is on par with, but not superior to, supercars from Ferrari or McLaren that cost half as much. You're paying for a wild-looking novelty, an automotive curiosity that is more of a conversation piece than a revolutionary leap in performance. You're paying for a 6-wheeled science experiment that's no faster than a Ferrari. But if you think that's a strange way to spend a fortune, stick around for our next car, which combines one of the weirdest designs ever with an even more bizarre sales pitch. Number 6. 2011 Panoz Abruzzi. Next up is a car with one of the strangest designs in automotive history and an even weirder sales pitch. But the real shock is what's hiding underneath its $500,000 body. At number 6, it's the 2011 Panoz Abruzzi Spirit of Le Mans. Only 81 of these uniquely styled cars were ever planned, with a price tag around £330,000, about $530,000 at the time. The issue was the value proposition. Underneath its unusual body, made from a lightweight material the company called Reims, was the heart of a Corvette. The supercharged 6.2-liter LS3 V8 produced 650 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque, but it wasn't enough to justify a price tag that was more than 6 times that of its donor car. Buyers were paying a massive premium for an oddball design and a bizarre sales pitch that involved picking up the car in France. It was a car built for a very niche collector, not for someone seeking rational performance for their money. So for over $500,000, you get a Corvette in a weird suit. And speaking of bad taste, we're about to cross the $1 million mark with a car so hated for its looks, it proves that a big bank account can't fix bad ideas. We're halfway through our list, and the price tags are getting absurd. If you're enjoying this peek behind the curtain of the super rich, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what we've got coming up. Now let's get back to it, because we're about to crack the $1 million mark. Number 5. 2013 Youabian Puma. Cracking our top 5 is a vehicle that proves $1 million can't buy good taste. In fact, this monster might just be one of the ugliest cars ever made, and you're about to see why paying for one man's bizarre vision is a terrible deal. This is the 2013 Youabian Puma. This gigantic custom-built monster was unleashed on the world with a staggering price of $1.1 million. Here's the secret. Beneath that universally criticized, oversized blue body is a 7-liter General Motors LS7 V8 engine, delivering 505 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. The Puma is 242 inches long, 93 inches wide, and weighs 6,800 pounds. For over $1 million, you get a vehicle widely considered to be one of the ugliest cars ever made, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 5.9 seconds. You aren't paying for engineering, prestige, or speed. You're paying for the eccentric vision of one man, making it one of the most baffling automotive statements ever conceived. You're paying over $1 million for one man's ugly vision. But things are about to get even more baffling. Our next car isn't just overpriced, it's intentionally controversial, and you won't believe the disgusting luxury option. Number 4. 2009. Dartz Prombron. Now we're entering a different kind of territory. A vehicle built for pure shock value. This multi-million-dollar controversy on wheels comes with one of the most disgusting luxury options ever offered. Brace yourself for the 2009 Dartz Prombron. A line of armored SUVs from Latvia, it gains notoriety with its 2009 model launch. Prices can range from over $1.2 million to a reported $7 million for special editions like the Black Dragon. But here's why it's overpriced. The price tag is justified by outrageous gimmicks, not refined luxury. These war-grade armored vehicles can be fitted with engines up to a 1,500 horsepower V12. They have featured diamond-encrusted gauges and, most infamously, were once offered with leather made from whale penis foreskin, until a public outcry forced them to stop. You aren't paying for elegant engineering. You're paying for a level of absurd, in-your-face opulence designed to be as controversial as possible. That's not luxury. That's just controversy for its own sake. Say hello to the 2018 Karlmann King. Unveiled as the world's most expensive SUV, this limited edition behemoth carries a shocking price that starts at $1.85 million and can climb to over $3.5 million. But the secret is that underneath its wild, angular carbon fiber and steel body, the Karlmann King is just a Ford F-550 commercial truck. It's powered by a 6.8-liter V10 engine that produces approximately 400 horsepower. It weighs between 4.5 and 6 tons, and its top speed is a sluggish 87 miles per hour. Buyers are essentially paying millions for a custom-built, armored shell on top of a heavy-duty truck chassis, filled with luxury items like a PlayStation and a champagne fridge. The value is derived almost entirely from its intimidating looks and extreme rarity, making it a brilliant example of style completely overshadowing substance. So you're paying millions for a Ford truck in a Halloween costume. But that's nothing. Our number 2 car has a nearly $3 million price tag. And you're not paying for speed or legacy. You're paying for the metal it's made from. Number 2. 2015. Icona Vulcano Titanium. Our runner-up is a car built to be a legend, but for a very strange reason. It has a nearly $3 million price tag, but you're not paying for speed. You're paying for the metal it's made from, and the results are shocking. This is the 2015 Icona Vulcano Titanium. It was the world's first supercar with a body made entirely of titanium, a material notoriously difficult to work with. So why is it on this list? Because you're paying millions for the material, not the performance. It took a reported 10,000 hours just to craft the body, but underneath, it uses a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 sourced from a Corvette, delivering 670 horsepower and 820 Newton-meters of torque. Its Nürburgring lap time is slower than a Nissan GT-R, a car that costs a fraction of the price. The Vulcano Titanium was never about being the fastest. It was a statement of material exclusivity. The owner pays for the bragging rights of owning the only titanium car in the world, making it a symbol of extreme material vanity. It's a beautiful $3 million sculpture that's slower than a Nissan. But at least it's a real car. Our number 1 spot goes to a vehicle with an unbelievable horsepower claim and a multi-million-dollar price that might not even exist. Number 1. 2013 Laraki Epitome. And finally, at number 1, we have the ultimate overpriced car. It came with an unbelievable $2 million price tag and an insane horsepower claim. But the real reason it's at the top of our list is that it might just be pure fantasy. This is the 2013 Laraki Epitome. This so-called supercar from Morocco arrived on the scene with claims that are hard to believe. A twin-turbocharged 7-liter V8 sourced from a C6 Corvette, producing up to 1,750 horsepower on 110-octane race fuel, and a price tag of $2 million. It's on this list because, for all its wild claims and astronomical price, the Epitome is basically vaporware. After its big debut in 2013, it was reported that only 9 cars were planned for production. Since then, the company has seemingly vanished, with no evidence that the promised cars ever entered full production, making it a concept at best. For a price that dwarfs most hypercars, you are not buying a car with a racing pedigree or a history of engineering excellence. You are buying a spec sheet, a multi-million-dollar bet on a dream that turned out to be pure fantasy.